Okay, so you think you're ready for this?
Yeah, ready.
I gotta turn off Willie Nelson here. Willie Nelson, roll me up. Smokey When I Die is on right now. I don't know why it's on. Hi, everybody. Whoa. Welcome to the show. And I am Curtis Reese. And please subscribe. I'm your host, Curtis Reese. Please subscribe to the Pickleball Show with Curtis Reese so we can have amazing guests like the one I have on right now. That's very impressive. Amazing athlete, amazing journalist, amazing pickleball player. Amazing. And I'll start right now. She is a news and sports reporter from Nashville. She was an all-state tennis player in New York and rode crew at UCLA. I didn't know all this. And she just played in her first pro tournament. I knew this, for mixed and women's doubles in PPA Austin, Texas, baby. I love it. She's a certified pickleball instructor and MC a lot of major celebrity charity pickle. Oh, she runs MCs a lot of, yeah, it's college educated in Oklahoma. Anyway, listen to me. She does a lot of cool stuff in Nashville and celebrity charity pickleball stuff that you can talk about in a little bit. She's Pickleball Channel. She's the first ever pickleball reality TV show. Talk about that. Pickleball Paddle Battle, where I competed for pro contract and pickleball franchise. I also recently launched my own pickleball podcast, Kitchen Talk, which I know, Pickleball Edition, which highlights pickleball pros, business professionals, and community leaders in the pickleball world. Let's get this on. Kaitlyn Miller, how are you?
Good. Thanks, Curtis. I'm so glad to be on your show.
Well, we're glad you took some time of your busy schedule there in Nashville. Well, let's get going here. I appreciate the time. Let's go to the way of pickleball. When, what, where, why? Tell us how you got into it and all that fun stuff.
Well, it's funny. I've recently started posting a lot about pickleball, probably over the last year or so on social media. And I thought I started pickleball during the pandemic, but then my gym teacher from high school reached out to me and she's like, good thing we taught you back in gym class. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was pickleball. Cause it was like wooden paddles and then like, the wiffle ball as we call it. And so I was like, wow, okay. So the first time I actually played was back in high school gym class. Didn't know that was the sport. And then I picked it back up again when I lived in North Carolina, which was my previous TV market. I'm a news and sports reporter now in Nashville during the pandemic. But just for fun, I wasn't even the best person in the friend group. There were people better than me, probably just played like once a week, once every 2 weeks. And then it was when I moved to Nashville and started meeting people, started playing in local tournaments. And then that's when I kind of decided to take it to the next level.
So you're a pickleball junkie. I love it. That's why it's called the way of
Yes.
pickleball. So what do you have a brand you endorse, or do you, first of all, do you have a brand you endorse? If you're between that, that's cool. But
Yes.
what you like. Tell us about them. Name drop.
So I use Crush. They're my paddle sponsor. So I use their paddles, some of their merchandise. I also work with Pillar Athletics. And then I've recently started doing some things for the Dink as well.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I use.
That's how I found you, by the way. I was on the Crush. I love those guys. Brett Warner is working on coming on, but he's a big friend, a good friend of our show. So anyway, let's keep going here. Do you play pickleball, or do you play pickleball, or do you just teach it, or do you do both, or what do you do most of when you spare time?
So I play the most, I would say. I'm also IPTPA certified. So I probably teach a few lessons a week as well. But I'm definitely out on the courts playing, I'd say 4 to 5 times a week. And then I try to teach, like I'll try to do like a coaching session before I play. So I'll, mix in a few of those for some regular clients I have. So I do both. It's busy.
I know. If you get ever get a chance, players and listeners and followers of the awesome show here, look at some of the shots she hit, especially in the transition zone. I got to tell you, it's pretty good. So I won't go into that, but let's keep on going to singles, doubles, or mixed. Do you like either or?
So it's funny. I always used to love mixed, and Nashville, the pickleball scene's growing. I feel like it's not fully there yet. And so I always played with so many guys. But recently, actually, since the show Paddle Battle that I went on in Phoenix at the higher level, I was like, oh, I actually like women's because I like playing on the left side, being the more dominant player. So I'd say now women's is actually my favorite, followed by mixed.
There you go.
But yeah, so I think both are fun, honestly, and I'm playing both all the time.
You're right. They're two different stories, two different journeys, but they're still fun. Singles is a whole mantra, but you never know. All right. So, would you club? Do you train at a club that you'd like to tell our listeners about? Because again, we'll tag them and they'll be able to see this awesome video of you. At your club at, or you just kind of float around like I do?
I float
There
around.
you go.
Yes. It's just easier because you can set your own rates, your own schedule. Like I don't have time to be like a city employee,
There you
and
go.
commit certain hours. So I just do it on my own
I'm with you,
at
sister.
the
I'm with you.
public courts.
Amen.
Yes. Yeah.
Amen to us nomads.
Yes. It's
It
easier.
is. It is. And there's no right or wrong whether you teach at a facility or not, listeners. It's we've all done. I've done every aspect of it. I'm sure she has.
Yes.
So it's all good. All right. So let's go to any events coming up you want to talk about? Want to tell us about with your
Yes, I
anything?
will be playing in 4 events at the US Open in Naples, Florida.
There we
Um,
go.
yes, so that'll be a lot of fun. I'll also be helping out with Pickleball channel there as well as the US Open social media. So
Awesome.
I'll kind of get to do my broadcasting side as well as play. So yes, I'm looking
That's
forward.
so
I'm doing
awesome.
2 mixed events and 2 women's doubles
Can you
events.
name drop who you're playing with, or is it TBD to be determined?
Yes, so Jennifer Downs
All right.
from Brentwood, Tennessee, and then Austin Welge and Devin Gusande are my 2 mixed partners.
Boom. There it is right there. All right. So let's keep on going down this list of loveliness things. What is your favorite story to tell so far in pickleball? Just maybe recent, maybe the furthest one back because it's all fun. Favorite
I
memory.
think the biggest thing for me with just pickleball and my story is just like how much it's changed my life. I think with the whole broadcasting
Mhm.
field, like I've been working my whole life to make it to a top market, and now I'm here.
Yep.
And I just was starting to question some things. And
Mhm.
then I got into some pickleball broadcasting, doing a lot on social media,
Okay.
started my own podcast. And it's kind of given me that like energy and that passion again. So I think it's just given me a new purpose both in my career, athletics, and just socially too
Yeah.
here in Nashville. And I think that's the biggest thing that pickleball has helped me with.
Yeah, it's so true, the social aspect, but with someone's personality and playing background like you, and really anybody, but it can lead into other areas um,
Yes.
of opportunity. And even an old guy like me figured out how to get something like this and through pickleball. Which, if you know the story, I got on pickleball to play with my dad. That's it, because I've been on court with him since '97. I graduated, and then I got just things have just kind of grown, and that's awesome. You're doing that. Let's keep going on down here. All right, who's your favorite player?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Who I've really liked recently is Anna Bright.
There you go.
I love her personality. I love her like fiery like personality, and obviously she had a huge tournament at PPA Austin.
Nice.
I got
Mhm.
to watch that too, and I think it's just incredible her dedication, her intensity, and just kind of how she's really keeping Annalie Waters on her toes now and pushing them. I think it's so great to see and fun to watch.
It's unique. We have an author coming on here. So I'm not gonna say his name, but he is best friends with the Brights here in the Texas Dallas area. Anyway, so I've heard a lot of good things about her, and it's good you caught on to that because a lot of it, she really is a very meticulous athlete, just like you, and a journalist.
Yes.
I'm serious. And so let's keep on going down this low list. So let's go on to favorite tip. You have a favorite tip? You tell one of your favorite people. If they walk on basically the bread and butter, the 3-0, 3-5ers. What's a good
I
tip?
think the biggest thing I learned, and this is what I learned from being an instructor, I learned this sport from the baseline. I think it's so
Wow,
important to learn the sport from the kitchen line,
very good.
and to start off with the simple things, how to master the dink, and then push your way back to the baseline to that third shot drop. When I first started, I was just driving and thought that was the best thing, and then I
Yeah,
literally had to
yeah.
relearn the sport.
Uh-huh.
So I think for people either trying to take their game to the next level or just starting out, it's really important to master those finesse shots at the kitchen line.
Gosh, I don't know how many times I say that. So, when my listeners, some of them are my lessons. Did you guys hear that? An awesome athlete said, "Learn to dink. I want to hit the ball hard." Okay, I love that. So cool. All right, so let's go into the kitchen now. You know what in the kitchen is? In the kitchen is where we talk about you. All right, you tell us
Okay.
funny things about you and all this favorite stuff like that. So, favorite band or song? I was listening to
So
Asian.
I love Blink 182. All the small things is my go-to karaoke song, and I just think they're such a classic. Good energy. I love
Blink 182. All right, I've heard that one before. That's a good one. Favorite movie?
them. So I love The Blind Side.
Okay.
However, when everything started coming out that like it might, not necessarily be a true story, but if it is a true story, I love The Blind Side. I think it's so inspiring and just shows how good sports can be for a person and a family.
That's the old saying, my old man and my mom would tell me, when you lose or you win, just it builds character, but also reveals it. So if you're a jerk,
Yes.
if you're being a jerk on the court, guess where you're off? So learns respect, builds character. That's what sports does. So true. All right. Favorite podcast. I didn't know you had one. So where's it at? I'm going to find it. Think of it. What's your favorite podcast?
So I love, this is so random, but I love, it's called Couple Things by Sean Johnson and Andrew East.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Johnson, obviously an amazing
Yes.
Olympic gymnast.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think they're like so genuine. They're also local to Nashville. And it's something that kind of takes me out of the news and sports world a little bit, and just kind of talks more about life and couple things, as they say. So that's my favorite podcast right now.
So what is your podcast? I'm going to look for right now. What is it?
So it's called Kitchen Talk Pickleball Edition, and it highlights pros, both up and coming and, established pros, as well as business and community leaders. So I essentially try to tell the untold stories of pickleball.
There it is. Kitchen Talk Podcast
Yes.
at the Kitchen Talk Podcast, right?
Yeah. It's called a Kitchen Talk _ Pickleball Edition.
All right. All right. So very good. That's awesome. All right. So let's go to the next thing. You have a favorite sports team?
I like the New York Giants.
The Giants.
I'm from New York.
Yeah, I can tell. It's a good thing. Oh, yeah. Hey, real quick, elaborate on those celebrity things if you can that you're doing and events and all the stuff you were talking about, the info that you sent me initially. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's the cool thing about living in Nashville is just most country music stars live here and they love pickleball. It's so fun to watch. Like Morgan Evans is always out on the court, Dierks Bentley, Chris Lane.
Oh, yeah.
And so we have a lot of local like celebrity pro pickleball tournaments. So I emceed the CMA Fest one last year, and that was put on by Low Cash. And then he had all his friends out there like Blanco Brown. I was partners actually with Dustin Lynch, and we went on a roll. So that's been so fun. And then there's another group called Dinkville here in Nashville, and they put on a celebrity pro tournament as well. Okay. So I help out with that, and I love it. It's so much fun.
Dinkville, I'm gonna have to get more information on those people, and from you, obviously. That's awesome.
Yes,
that's cool. We have some celebrity stuff here and there with Dirk and Tony and some other people. I forgot it was Tyler. Scotty Scheffler loves pickleball. Okay, yes. Let's go to all right. What's something about you that's very funny, unique that people don't know? Not bad, just something that people would think is that's really weird. That's really cool.
That's weird. Well, I guess cool. I was an ocean lifeguard for 5 years.
What?
At the Jersey Shore in southern New Jersey, and I actually competed too. Yes, and I did the Iron Woman for ocean lifeguarding. So that's kind of my fun fact that I guess not that many people know about me.
That's pretty awesome. Dane Gingrich came on, I think it was last week, and he told me he learned pickleball. This is on the weird fact. While on 2 courts, well, there's 2 people practicing juggling next to him.
Oh my gosh!
I know. I go, wait, what? Anyway, so there's more. I got more, but that's why I love this. All right, that's a cool fact. My first job was bagging groceries at Brookshire's. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did you enjoy that or no?
Oh, it was so much fun. Then when it was cold, I had so much fun out there, and nobody gave tips, and no, it was fun. It was fine. It was awesome. My brother Cullen, there's a weird tip. My little brother Cullen got fired for watching the Super Bowl in the break room.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Well, he's like 6'5", but anyways, 4 minutes younger than me. All right, so let's go to the good, the bad, and the pickleball. All right, I'm going to go slow with these instructions because if I go too fast, you're like, what? Okay, so I will give a quick phrase, a player name or a shot or rule, whatever I choose that revolves around the pickleball world. You think of 1 or 2 or 3 or 5, whatever, max, maybe a sentence max to explain. All right?
Okay. All right, I'm on my toes for this one.
this one is called stacking.
So, and I get 1 sentence?
Sentence, yep.
When one player stays on one side of the court instead of switching.
Okay. My definition of stacking. Selfish. I'm just kidding. It's just funny.
This is hard. I was like, I could explain it in like 2 or 3 sentences, but one.
It's just I just started this segment and I did it with Carlene Bass.
No, I like it.
So she thought it was a trip. I had her up. All right, so let's go to ATP.
Around the post.
Yes, good.
It's a ball you hit around the post. There we go.
What do you? Okay, how would you define it in your terms? Fun, bad, ugly, what? Good, overrated? Just I didn't define it. I screwed this up. So, what are your thoughts on it?
I think it's so fun when you hit one because you're like, yes, when you win a point with an ATP, it stinks when you don't win the point. So you're like, yes, I just hit an ATP. So fun when you make it.
Okay. So I'm going to define what she said. High risk, very low reward.
Yeah.
So when you come back on, you'll have this down to a science, right? Okay.
Yes.
So how would you define the drop or the toss serve? And just as like a couple words, which one do you like and why? Just something fun. You can do whatever you want.
So the toss serve you hit out of the air, I believe that it gives you a lot more power and less room to mess up.
Okay.
I used to do the toss serve or the drop serve, and my serve was way worse. That's just like how I say it. I'm like, I can get so much more power, way further, way more top spin, hitting it out of the air.
Okay, my definition of that: drop all day, every day. No, whoa,
no one does
sorry.
a drop.
We got to delete that. I mean, toss all day, every day. That's it. Boom. Sorry. Oh,
yeah, toss always.
We got to edit that thing out. Well, that's really it. Well, listen, that was just a quick interview with you, and we really appreciate you coming on, Kaitlyn. And hopefully we'll have you back on soon. And
yeah, that would be great.
How would our listeners want to get on your podcast like me and follow it and subscribe to it, or hey, see what you got upcoming events having in Nashville? Say my wife her cousin has an event in Nashville, wedding in June. What if I'm like, hey,
oh, wow.
Where would I go for here if at this wedding I give you the details? Someone might call you or you know somebody, right? So I'm just saying that how would somebody get in contact with you if they want to see you play or they want to do something? Talk to me.
Yeah, sure. So on Instagram, you can follow me. It's Kaitlin, which is KAITLIN _ Miller with 2 R's. And then my podcast is called Kitchen Talk Pickleball Edition, which is also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And then you can watch the episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. So pretty accessible to all people. But yeah, definitely. I'm always actually looking for more guests, more stories, more companies to show off. So definitely feel free to send me a message.
Awesome. And I am Curtis Reese. I can be reached at curtis@reesebracketsports.com. Questions, comments, and subscribe. That's how I get this awesome player on in person on, all right? And pay for all this crap. Hey, man, that's it. You got anything else you want to say?
No, thank you, Curtis, so much for having me. This was fun.
God, she's being too nice. What's wrong with you? I have a feeling you're a fiery competitor.
I am. Yeah, very.
I can see it. Because the smiles... The laugh is what scares me. Like, you think you're going to win this match? Yeah. That's why the smile scares me.
I do smile a lot, even on well, it depends. If I'm getting competitive, I probably won't be smiling much, unless I win the point.
And we're out.